Happy Friday. Friday is here, and the hits just keeps on coming from the Supreme Court. I don't know if I agree with this one, though. That's all I'm going to say for now. But Roe versus Wade has been overturned, making it into a states' rights, which means that certain states will ban abortion 100%. Does this mean that a blue wave is incoming? Or is not or is it not that big of a deal? Have I been oversold? Let's see here. I don't know if I've been oversold, but we'll find out. Let's see here. Over here trying to find. I think we all know what the Supreme Court ruled. Pretty much making it into a states issue. I can't seem to find something. Maybe the Washington Post. No. CNN. I know people don't like CNN that watches me, but you know what? I don't really care because this is the truth of the matter is the five justice Supreme Court block overturned a half century of women's abortion rights on Friday has coalesced less than 2 years, but they found their moment and they have seized it. The American new Supreme Court moving swiftly, rejecting the incrementals of Chief Justice John Roberts and upsetting individual privacy rights on an epic decision that reverberate for decades. No matter how much of a preview the country received when the early draft was leaked in May, that swept an audacity tone of the final ruling still breathtaking. Roe was vigorously wrong from the start, Justice Samuel Alito wrote, as the majority jettisoned the 1973 Roe Vs Wade decision that made abortion legal nationwide. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences. The court rejected the landmark and series of abortion rights discussion that followed that, including the 1992 decision that reaffirmed Roe as its key justice. Then the majority declared may not have voted for Roe, but accepted a decision that have become ingrained in society. Our obligation is to define the liberty of all, not mandate our own moral code, Justice Sandra Day Alcor said in 1992 when she and other two centrist conservatives, Anthony Kennedy and David Stower, were key in preserving Roe. So that's pretty much the gist of it. But what does Texas have to say? We got the American spaceman. Another one, Poppy. Another thing that my readers probably don't want to listen to, but it doesn't matter. U.S. Supreme Court has overturned Roe versus Wade in a decision establishing the constitutional right to abortion. Wasn't really a constitutional right, to be honest. Reversing almost 50 years of federal protections for the procedure and allowing state legislatures to set distinct limits on abortion. The opinion effectively ends abortion across Texas, where the so-called trigger law is set to go into effect in the coming weeks, making it a felony to perform an abortion at any point in the pregnancy. At least 25 other states are expected similar bans or severely restrict the procedure. And it pretty much does a synopsis in a 6-3 opinion written by Associate Justice Samuel Alito. Was not unexpected. The draft of the we get it. Attorney General Ken Paxton said that the ban will go in effect 30 days after the court issued a judgment in the case. Legal document that will come after Friday's opinion. While it's clear that the act will take effect, we cannot calculate exactly when or until the court issues its not judgment, but judgment. Paxson wrote in a advisory on Friday. Texas also has laws in the books criminalizing abortions that were adopted before the 1973 ruling and never repealed by state lawmakers. Paxson suggests that those laws can now be enforced, writing that the abortion providers could be criminally liable for providing abortions starting today. Of course, American Spaceman says while we don't agree with Ken Paxton about the interpretation of the criminal abortion ban, but to protect our staff and protect our patients from the hostile elected officials in Texas, we have ceased providing abortion care today, said Amy Hagstrom Miller, president and CEO of the Whole Woman's Health. Is the Senate Bill 8 still in effect prior to the court decision? Texas had one of the most restrictive abortion laws in the nation on the books. Senate Bill 8, which went into effect last year, prohibits abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy. It also allowed any private individual to sue doctors to perform illegal abortion, and anyone who aids or abets an illegal procedure. Regardless of court decision, SB 8 remains on the book in Texas. And of course, which states plan to ban abortion? There's 26 states set to ban or severely limit access to abortion, including Texas. Here's a look what laws will soon be on the books across the states, according to the Guttmacher Institute. Alabama pre-Roe ban, near total ban, state constitutional bars protection. Arizona pre-Roe ban, Arkansas pre-Roe ban, trigger ban, near total ban. Georgia 6 weeks ban, Idaho triggers ban 6 week ban, Iowa 6 week ban, Kentucky triggers 6 week ban, Louisiana triggers near total ban 6 week ban, state constitutional bans protection. Michigan, pre-Roe ban. Reason why I say Michigan, I'm oohing because the Democrats are mostly in control of Michigan, so that'd be interesting if they go through with this. Maybe the governor will postpone that. Who knows? That'd be interesting. That's a state to look into. Mississippi pre-Roe ban, trigger ban 6 week ban. Missouri trigger ban 8 weeks ban. North Dakota trigger ban 6 week ban. Ohio 6 week ban. Oklahoma pre-Roe ban, trigger ban, effective November 1st, 2021. Near total ban 6 week ban. South Carolina 6 week ban. So South Dakota trigger ban. Tennessee trigger ban 6 week ban. State constitution bars protection. Texas pre-Roe ban, trigger ban 6 week ban. Utah trigger ban, near total ban. West Virginia pre-Roe ban, state constitution bars protection. Wisconsin pre-Roe ban. Wyoming trigger ban. So Roe versus Wade is a 7-2 majority concluded that women have the right to access to abortion during the first and second trimester, but states that impose restriction on the second trimester years later. In Planned Parenthood versus Cassie, the court allows states to ban most abortions at viability to the point which the fetus can survive outside the womb, roughly 24 weeks. Then, of course, you got Texas Governor Abbott hails the Scottish abortion decision. Of course he would. Texas governor held a decision to overturn Roe v. Wade on Friday. The U.S. Supreme Court correctly overturned Roe v. Wade to reinstate the rights of the states to protect innocent and unborn children. While I do agree that the U.S. Supreme Court correctly overturned Roe v. Wade and reinstate the rights of the states, I wouldn't exactly go that far. Texas is a pro-life state, and we've taken significant actions to protect the sanctity of life. Texas also prioritized supporting women's health care and expected mothers in need to give them necessary resources so they could choose the life for their child. I signed laws that extend Medicaid health care coverage to 6 months postpartum, appropriated $345 million for women's health programs, and invested in more than $100 million towards alternatives to abortion programs. The critical program involves counseling, mentoring, care coordination, material assistance such as car seats, diapers, and housing to mothers in need. Texas will always fight for the innocent unborn and will continue working with Texas legislators and all Texans to save every child from the ravages of abortion to help our expected mothers in need. So he's on board to ban abortions, which is now a state's right. And the reason why I put blue wave incoming question mark is because today the Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of the presidents, it regulated most of the intensely personal decisions that someone can make to the whims of political or politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions of America. Truth by Texas. Don't know who they are. Our Governor Abbott championed aggressive government regulations of Texas women's reproductive rights. Beto O'Rourke says Texan women should be in charge of those decisions. I trust every Texas woman to make her own decision about her body, her own future, her own health care. Beto O'Rourke. I don't know if this is going to be a win for Beto here in Texas, but he is running against Abbott. I may have miscalculated the importance of the abortion issue here in Texas, or I may have gotten it right. But this decision and the decisions from my state has made Beto in a better position to win votes in November. I hope I'm wrong because I don't think Beto is the Democrat we need. And I do think that Texas is going overboard with the abortion ban. I do think within the first trimester, it should be open game. Second trimester, it should be if there's harm to the child or you find out that the child has a disability. And under the trimester, it should only be open for women that are at risk of dying or severe injury and need to abort. Those are my stances on abortion. You may agree or disagree. I'd be interested to know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and here in a couple of days I'll read them in a video format and respond to each and one of them that I find. But I do think this is a something to be discussed. It's something to be debated. I just don't think a flat out ban is the way to do it. I think there's a middle ground that we need to come together on. Whether it's my plan within the first trimester, it's open game. And if you find out there's a birth defect or something going on with the child that will cause it to be mental retardation or something onto that scale, you should be able to abort it in the second trimester. And of course, the third trimester, only if the mother is going to have complications. I think that's a good middle ground. It doesn't necessarily ban it all out. It puts restrictions or common sense restrictions onto it. But I could be completely wrong, and I'd be willing to get interested to know what people's thoughts are on it. With that being said, please smash the like and subscribe button in all platforms, or just the platform you're currently watching. But most importantly, I don't know how spicy is going to be out there today or over the weekend over this ruling. There's a lot of crazy pro abortion people who tend to get a little violent. So please be aware of your surroundings. Please be aware of the people around you. Please be safe. That is all I ask. And with that, have yourself a wonderful weekend.